The Tao of Self-Confidence, episode 269. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. Visit our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits. Well, hello friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap Chan, and today I have a phenomenal woman on the show today. She's an actress and also an entrepreneur, and I'm just really excited and honored to have her on and share her story with us. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Nikki Soohoo. Nikki, How are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to our listeners.
Yeah, of course. I guess, mainly I am an actress. Most people can recognize me or see me in the movies The Lovely Bones, which was directed by Peter Jackson, or Stick It, which is a gymnastics movie where I starred alongside Jeff Bridges, and Bring It On, Fight to the Finish, which is a cheerleading movie where I co-starred with Christina Milian. I've been acting pretty much since high school, so for a very long time. And through my continued career in entertainment, I've also pursued some entrepreneurial projects, and a couple of them are Disruptive Apparel, which is basically a clothing line that inspires people to think differently, and Tag, or Pass the Tag, which is a movement to try and get more people to give back to their community and be positive influences. I'm also on the board of a really great nonprofit called Awaken Arts, and we teach art to at-risk youth and to veterans as a tool for healing. But I'm just basically all about trying to help people live happier, healthier lives, and just trying to make the most of just everything and live their dream, not settle.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And what's your cultural background?
I'm Chinese American, so I was born and raised in Orange County. My parents are from San Francisco, so we're kind of I'm third generation Chinese.
Thanks for sharing that. And Nikki, what would be your favorite self-confidence quote?
Okay, so I had a hard time thinking of just one, because I kind of like three of them. Can I say all three of them?
Sure.
Okay, so one that I really like is be the type of person you want to meet. And that has always been something that I feel like has helped me realize that it's really not about what everybody else, it's not about trying to please other people or be like other people. It's about who is your best self and how do you become that? Because when you are that person that you're really proud of, you'll be self-confident. And that kind of flows into my next favorite quote, which is, no one can be the better you than you. No one can be a better you than you, because everybody is unique. And, you can try and be Angelina Jolie, but Angelina Jolie is going to be the best Angelina Jolie. You'll never be as great as her. So be the best you, because no one can be better at being you than you. And the last quote that I really like is, don't take things personally, because what people say and do to you is just a reflection of what's going on with them. And I think when it comes to self-confidence, a lot of times it's hard to maintain self-confidence when people are sending negativity towards you. And so one of the things that I try and remember when I feel like people are hating on me, or, when I get bad feedback or something that just people are just being kind of mean, but I try and remember that it probably actually isn't me. It's not that I'm not funny, or that I'm, whatever it is that they told me that was negative, but that probably is just a reflection of what's going on with them. So maybe they're having a bad day, or maybe, they're not feeling too good about themselves. And in order to make themselves feel better, they thought they would put some negativity towards you. So when that happens to me, I just try not to take it in and try and actually just return their negativity with love, because I think that's what everybody needs. Everybody just needs love at the end of the day. So anyone being mean and trying to break down your self-confidence, just give them love, and eventually they really won't be able to be mean to you anymore.
Thanks for sharing all these lovely quotes. And I agree with you when it comes to, taking things personally. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who get offended by things. And for me, it's like, there must be a reason why you feel offended. Maybe it just kind of like hit you and kind of like affected you in a way. And when you realize that, it's not true, whatever that thing may be, you can just go out there and be yourself. You can go out there and do amazing things. And when people try to bring you down, like you said, you give them love and you give back the negativity with love and just keep on loving others, because I think it's something that's missing in this world anyways. So
I think it doesn't help anybody to continue the cycle of negativity when it's given to you, because that just means, they affected you negatively, and then you now spread that around the world. And it actually doesn't help you, because now you're sitting in this negative space. Whereas if you just get, negativity and turn it into love, then you always continually sit in a more positive, happier space, and it doesn't affect you. It just kind of blows through you like a cloud, passing by.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So thanks for those lovely quotes again. And in your own words, how would you define self-confidence?
I would say self-confidence is probably when you can just walk into a room and feel proud of the person that you are, and just be excited to share your beautiful self with others, and know that like what you have to offer is unique and special, and you're the only person that can really give that, and just being proud of it. I think, yeah, that's what I would say self-confidence is.
I love that definition. And it's, it's really rare for us to be proud of ourselves. We feel like we have to do more, we're not enough. And when we realize we're more than enough, and, we can be proud of anything, strengths, weaknesses, mistakes, achievements, it's all part of the package. So I love the definition that you mentioned. And what was your life like before your discovery of self-confidence?
I think when I was the most vulnerable, in the sense of not feeling like I knew who I was, and not being, confident in the person I wasn't sure, was probably like in my middle school years. And, I was just a little bit more shy in terms of speaking how I felt. Like I just really wouldn't want to say anything that I thought could be wrong, because I didn't want people not to like me. So I was always trying to please other people, or trying to do what I thought other people would want, so that they would like me. And I felt very in my shell, which I feel like is the complete opposite of who I am now, which, I just like to be me, and I like to go out and meet new people all the time. But before, I was just a little bit more hesitant, I think. I would say I didn't live as fulfilled. I didn't feel like I was fully being myself, because I didn't even know who myself was. But I'm glad I got through that phase of my life.
Thanks for sharing that. And I think that's something, especially as Asian women, what we mostly go through, especially when we're a lot younger. We feel like, if we say the wrong things, we're gonna hurt somebody, or we're gonna be, dubbed as the bad daughter, or the disobedient daughter. And it's crazy, right? Because like we always have to like watch every single step we make, not realizing we can't please everybody. It's like
Right.
totally impossible. And when we realize that, we just say what we feel, and sometimes what we feel could, saying what we feel could actually help someone out there
Totally.
realize what's going on in their own lives. So, what was that point in your life when you realized, you can be the person you are today? What was that aha moment?
I was very lucky, because when I was in middle school, I happened to meet one of my best friends, and she really was the one that helped me see that I didn't need acceptance from other people, and that just being silly and having fun and not worrying about people was a great perspective of life. And so she taught me just to have fun, and we would just play around and be silly. And I felt like I could express myself, and it didn't matter what anyone else thought. Basically, she taught me I didn't need to be cool. I didn't need to be what I thought I had to be. And she said, she basically loved me for who I was. And she encouraged me to just find that person, whoever that was. And I kind of carried that throughout high school. Like, I remember when I was first about to go into ninth grade and I was going to start a whole new school, so I wasn't going to know any people. And I remember saying to myself, I don't want to be known as the popular girl or a part of a clique. I want to be able to be friends with everybody. And that's my goal. Like, I just want to be fun. I want people to, I just want people to remember that I'm fun and I am open and willing to be anyone's friend. And I kind of just went into high school like that. And it kind of, I don't know, now that's just kind of how life is now, years later, because I didn't worry about fitting other people's image of what you were trying to achieve. What I wanted to be was who I wanted to like, which was somebody that was going to be friendly and open and fun. And so I just became that. And still live by it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And it's great when, there's one person out there who can just see you for who you are and be okay with it and love you for your authentic self. Like, it makes a huge difference, when they can just like look in your eye and say, you are beautiful, you're amazing. You don't have to be somebody else. You can be just yourself. And, because of that, what's your life been like now?
Well, interestingly, I would say I now know that being a person like that can truly affect others, to feel confident in who they are. And so I try and do that all the time. Through Disruptive Apparel, one of my other best friends and I, we go and we speak at schools, we speak at conferences and to like cheer and dance teams, trying to inspire women and youth and just the community to be there, to celebrate their most like unique, awesome selves. And, not only do I feel fulfilled by it, but I notice that because I'm being that support system to other people in the community, I have a great support system. Like, all my best friends, all the people that I surround myself with are people that continually remind me that I'm perfect just the way I am and that they love me for who I am. And I can continue to be confident in this person because they validate that that person is somebody that they admire or like to be around. So it kind of just, as I grew into it, it grew my circle and my sphere of that type of influence to be larger and larger.
That's great. And thanks, for sharing that. And I like what you said, as you start to, work on yourself and grow yourself, that's when, the right things started coming to you. And, it's a great feeling when you can just learn to love yourself and attract the right people into your life, that you're doing something right, and it's just great. So, Nikki, if our listeners were listening to your episode, they may be in their own journey of self-confidence, what would be that one tip you would give to them?
I mean, if you listen to those quotes that I said, I think they're very telling of what my advice would be, because that's the advice that I try and give myself every time I feel maybe less confident or I need, my own self-confidence boost. But it's to remind yourself that, like, no one can be a better you than you. And when you love yourself, like when you are that person that you want to meet, you're going to attract those type of people to you, because you will continue to grow and think about who you want to become. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing and what they think is cool to be. But just be the person that you want to meet and that person that you want to be, and people will be attracted to you. And the type of people that you want to be attracted to will come into your life. And lastly is just not to take anything personally, because if you can just support and believe in your honest self, like, no one can take that away, and don't let anyone take that away from you.
Thanks for sharing those tips. And, it's also true. I love it. It's just, being you and learning to love yourself, accept yourself, not taking things personally is, I think, a huge thing. When you can realize, like, nothing is personal, like, it just makes things a lot lighter and a lot more fun. So,
totally.
Nikki, if our listeners wanted to get to know a little bit more about what you do or wanted to know a little bit more about you in general, is there any links or social media profiles we can connect with?
Yeah, so you can find me on my website at nikkisoohoo.com, nikkisoohoo.com. And that same name is also my Instagram, my Twitter, my Snapchat, and my Facebook. And that will keep you updated about the new projects that I'm working on. If you want to get involved in any of them or be a part of my community, I'm always throwing events for the community to kind of connect great people and just give back. So it's just at Nikki Soohoo.
Thanks for sharing that. And to our listeners, if you want to connect with Nikki, you can also head on over to the taoofselfconfidence.com and search for Nikki's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else we talked about. And I just really want to thank Nikki for taking the time to share her story and tips with us on self-confidence. So Nikki, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It was really fun, and hopefully I can connect with some of you guys.
Nikki, it was an honor to have you on the show. And to our listeners, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of the Tao of Self-Confidence. Sign up for our free membership site to get more amazing resources for self-confidence by visiting our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits.